I'm here, I'm back on your screens, I've come back. And today what we've decided to do, we've come to Yorkshire Coast, Bridlington. We've just come to Harbour, we're going to go to Harbour and see what Brid Harbour's got to offer us. I'm Colin The Head and this is Colin The Head's World of Everything. The first mention of Bridlington was actually in the Doomsday Book. So it's been here for years and years and years. Prior to Doomsday Book, there were evidence that Romans, Bronze Age people, they used to land here as well. You know what I mean? So it's steeped in history really, is Brid Harbour. People just flock to Bridlington just to come and have some fish and chips or a donut or something. But really there's more going off at Brid Harbour than what you'd actually expect. The harbour itself is the hub, it's like the centre, it's the nerve centre of Bridlington is this harbour here, and it's been here for centuries. The main catch here at Brid Harbour is shellfish, and if you can look behind me you can see all pots on top of that pier there where them seagulls are and stuff. And therefore obviously for catching shellfish. So main catch at Harbour is going to be crab, mussels, well, probably odd lobster here and there, and that's the main catch here at Brid Harbour. Even before the actual harbour was built, this massive like sea wall was stood on now, there would have been actually a natural harbour here. So people have actually been landing vessels and craft here at Bridlington for absolutely centuries, and it's still a functioning harbour to this day. It's still used daily by fishermen. It's not just a tourist attraction, it's not just here to attract tourists. Actual Bridlington Harbour is still actually working to this day. As you can see behind me with these lobster pots behind me, they're obviously there because the harbour itself is still being used this day by fishermen and catching fish and well. So that's just a little bit about Brid Harbour. What we're going to do now, we're going to have a quick walk around Harbour, see what's happening in Brid Harbour. So here at Brid Harbour, we've got 3 different types of stuff actually happening. We've got leisure, we've got pleasure, we've got industry. As you can see behind me, we've got a lot of pleasure crafts just parked up here in Brid Harbour at the moment. Or moored up, should I say. Just moored up in Brid Harbour. Obviously tide's out at the moment and they're not going really very far. Because obviously another thing about Brid Harbour, it's a tidal harbour. That means when tide's in it's full and when tide's out it's empty, right? So it's tidal. It's not got gates to keep water. It's not always got water in it on Brid Harbour. So we've got leisure, we've got pleasure crafts here parked up. We've also got pleasure craft behind me. You can see that Yorkshire Belle. Well, Yorkshire Belle is just there. That's probably the most famousest boat in Yorkshire. Everybody knows Yorkshire Belle just pulls out of Brid Harbour in summer and that, but it's a Tuesday today in May and it's not running today. So it's just moored up there, but that is the Yorkshire Belle, Bridlington's famous pleasure craft. We've also got fishing boats, as you can see behind me down here. You know what I mean? They're moored up as well. We've got like working fishing boats. So we've got leisure, we've got pleasure and we've got industry all in one place here at Brid Harbour. So it's still a functioning harbour and it's still here to this day. I can't believe it. I'm absolutely amazed how mint it is at Brid Harbour. Right, so we're just at the north side here at Brid Harbour and we're actually in the leisure and the pleasure part of the harbour. As you can see behind me, there's a wide selection of amusements and fairground rides behind me. And obviously into the summer months this place will be packed with people, packed with tourists and people on the jollies and on the ollies. But we're still on harbour, so this is the leisure and pleasure, and also down at side of me this is where you get all your snap from, so all your donuts, fish and chips, ice cream and stuff will be consumed here at Harbour Wall. And if you come here on a Sunday, on any given Sunday in the summertime, right, it'll be packed with people and they'll be hustling and bustling, it'll be full of tourism. But today it's just a normal day. And if you just take a look around, there's not a lot happening in Brid. If you look across the bay there in distance, you can see Flamborough Head. And obviously the cliffs that roll down into Bridlington, here with the East Coast. And obviously onto Brid Harbour. Like I said, it's steeped in history and it's a good place to come in summertime, it is. I spent many a day in Bridlington myself as a young lad and had some really enjoyable days here at Brid. But today it's just quiet and chilled out. If you look behind me, just look how that tide's out, look how old it looks, how like Victorian, like, look at all that seaweed and stuff that's on side of them pillars, look how just preserved and how old it looks. It's just mad, isn't it? Well, boats like moored up and stuff, and it's still got its industry as well. Can you believe that people still have the 9 to 5 sailing these boats out of Brid Harbour every day, and they just do it every day? You know what I mean? They just think, hey, I'm just going to take a boat out of Brid Harbour, and they just come down to Brid Harbour, park up and just jump on boat and go fishing for some whelks or something. You know what I mean? seagulls, they're a problem on Brid Harbour, because what it is we're not tourists come and start scoffing the fish and chips. These seagulls are just dive bombing them and nicking the fish. I think everyone's got a story about when they've been sat on this Brid Harbour here, who's ever been to Brid, and one of the seagulls has sodded off with a fish and chips or something. It happens every day here at Brid, and it's these seagulls that are a problem. They're like rats with wings, and they're just flying round here at Brid Harbour, right? And they're just terrorising tourists. They don't only just sailboats out here, they actually service and repair them, and that's what this job is. This big frame here you can see behind me, it's actually a winch that'll lift boats out of water so they can be serviced, so underneath a boat can actually have maintenance, and that's what that does basically. Obviously everything needs maintenance, right? Everything needs looking after, and this is how they do boats. So they just park boat in that like rectangular concrete frame, and then obviously they'll put straps underneath all at boat, and they'll lift it out at floor, out at water. The whole boat will be lifted out of the water, and then obviously there'll be service and maintenance applied to the boat. Obviously, to get into the suspended dry dock, obviously we've got to have the tide in, so tide's got to be in for first place for it to be able to be used. When tide's out, obviously Brid is a tidal harbour. It ain't got big gates on fronting it to keep water in like some harbours have, so you will find that there is times when you find boats and they're just on floor, like they're just on seabed basically, and obviously the tide's got to be in for that suspended dry dock to be used. Colin The Head, world of everything.